Future-Proof is sponsored by Concordia Dental Healthcare, expert care you can trust.
Hello and welcome back to Future Proof. You're watching Sarah Hopwood, and I'm delighted to say that I have Margaret in the studio with me. If you were watching the first half, then you'll know that in many ways I barely know Margaret at all. But when I did meet her, not only did she come across as a very warm-hearted person, but also I did ask her about her business, and I remember being very, very impressed by the very short conversation that we had. So following her up, I said, look, come and have a coffee. And she accused me of being sneaky. I don't understand that. Explain yourself, Margaret. What was that about?
So she initially says, would you like to meet up for coffee? I'd love to know a bit more about your business. And then we make the appointment the next time I see her, and she says, don't wear green. And I'm like, why shouldn't I wear green? And she went, oh, because of the green screen behind. And I'm like, green stick? She went, yeah, for the video. And I'm thinking, okay. Sounds like fun, let's go with it.
Fantastic.
Sneaky.
And sneaky, we've had a laugh. We really had a laugh. And we've all met people in life, haven't we? Some people, you know, you've known for years and you get to know them slowly. I've literally only, this is the fourth time probably,
yeah.
That I've met Margaret. And yeah, you can see we get on really, really well. And I'm really impressed with her. And I know there's actually a war story around why you do what you do. But before we go to that story, I just want to ask, what shops? You said shops, which is very impressive to my ears. You know, this is Dragon's Den. So you were making your products in your kitchen. I think you started probably with your face. Mm-hmm. Don't call it oil, do you? Balm, face balm. Then you've expanded out. Then you've moved into a room that has boxes, because we were talking about boxes. Yes. And then you mentioned shops. So you've got somebody who helped you design your packaging. Mm. So what transition? Because that is a massive, brave jump, because you always have to be brave when you jump that.
Yes.
You can never hang on and go just in case. It is a jump.
Yes.
Talk me through that, and which shops did you go to first, and how did that then scale out?
I decided I really wanted to make this something more than just markets and craft fairs. I've got a vision of where I want to take this business, and to do that I need a lot of sales. And it's a case of, well, how can I get that? And I thought, right, okay, shops, let's get into shops. And I was incredibly lucky with the first shop I went to. I went to the Seasons in Forest Row, really, really lovely, friendly shop, and they went, yeah, come along and have a chat. So I emailed them kind of like, hi, I make skincare products, would you like to have a look? And they went, yeah, come have a chat. And I did, I went and had a chat, and they were just so lovely and supportive. I walked away with an order. And I thought, well, that was easy. The rest aren't, but you know, that was really, and they are so supportive and encouraging. And they said, right, we'd really like it if you have barcodes on. And I'm like, how do you do barcodes? So learnt a lot, and sort of just started from there, and then went to the next shop and the next shop. And it's just knocking on lots of doors, and some say yes, some they say no, and that's okay.
So are these are single shop owners? There aren't chains, or any chains involved at the moment?
Tiny little chains, sort of maybe 2 or 3 shops. But yeah, I love working with independents. You get so much feedback. It's much more intimate. It's a great relationship to build.
And on some of the feedback that you had, have you tweaked any recipes based on feedback, or is the feedback just what customers are saying when they're in the shop?
It's more customers what they're saying, and also what they'd like. So the scrubs coming up and the cleanser are definitely sort of customer led.
And so how do you sit against your competitors? How is it you are winning when other people aren't? I mean, because this industry, we all know, it is completely flooded in many ways. It's saturated. So why do you think you have managed to break through?
I'm quite open and honest about my products. I'm quite obsessive about having it as organic and good quality as possible. I try and source the best quality products with an ethical edge. I mean, there are a lot of them out there very similar to myself, but I go with intensive products, so the products last a long time. It's all handmade, it's very Sussex based. I try and use local people and just create that rapport and that relationship, because people love the fact that I can move quickly and provide what they want, and they can have an input into my business as a customer.
So it's also very much a sense of relationship, not just with you, but in a way relationship with the product. and then that brings it alive as well. Fantastic. So the war story. I know, and it was all tied up with your why. And go on.
Well, I mean, I used to be an osteopath. Loved being an osteopath. That was my why for quite some time. It's not easy becoming an osteopath either. It's a lot of training, and I just loved helping people. Really loved making a positive influence on their life. But sadly, I'm what's called hypermobile. My joints move too much, and after many years as a massage therapist and then an osteopath, my hands got arthritis, and I had to kind of come to a grinding halt. Which at the time it was a loss. It was a huge loss. It took me a long time to get over it.
You actually grieve it, don't you?
Oh, it was massive, and it took me a long time to actually stop when I should have stopped more. And then you sit there going, well, what on earth do I do now? And as an osteopath, you're incredibly skilled and specialised in one small thing that's not massively transferable. But because I've been doing Nadara in the background, I was really lucky. I was able to sit there and go, okay, I have this seed of something that could be beautiful. Let's see where it goes. Let's work on it.
But all journeys, and you've talked about your war story there a bit, but all journeys, have ups and downs, and sometimes we can be flawed. And you were saying, not being able to be an osteopath anymore was one of your flaws.
Oh, totally.
You would have had others in your lifetime. On your journey, how can you inspire anybody watching through lessons that you've learnt, people who have inspired you, best advice you were ever given? What's helped sustain you, that's given you, I'm thinking of the word backbone is what's come to me, the backbone to do what you're doing, because it's not all self-fulfilled, is it? We get it from other people. Yeah. No. So where have you got your strength from?
I mean, I'm massively fortunate. I've got a really loving family and support system around me who totally and utterly believe in me and what I do, and are my little cheerleaders. So every time I've got a sort of an idea, like, okay, where can you take that? What can you do? I mean, originally when I had these products and people started asking, I was going to run away and not do it. And my wife's like, get on with it. Come on, it's brilliant. Do it. So, I'm really, really lucky in that case.
And what was your schooling like?
I'll be honest, I hated school. I was quite bullied at school. So I really liked, once sixth form started and a lot of people left, that's when I kind of thrived.
So you're bullied at school, you've got a tremendous support system now, and it's great having, and it's like cheerleaders cheering you on, which is fantastic, and it's wise counsel as well. They wouldn't blind you, cheer you on into a car accident, road
they're
crash.
Honest cheerleaders.
They're honest cheerleaders. So what's right in the middle, I'm thinking of best advice you've ever been given, the attitude that you've held on to most, or a belief that you've held on to most. What sits in the middle of all of that?
But I think I honestly believe that if you've really got passion and you work at something and you trust in whatever you trust in, it will usually work out okay. It may not be the path that you intend to take, but if you believe and keep walking forward and be open to whatever possibilities come your way, it will be okay.
What has come to me there, and it's a large part of emotional intelligent leadership and emotionally intelligent thinking, and it is that question of, if you were going to an investor, let's say you were that investor, would you back you? And it's another question, if you're an employee, would you employ you? Would you trust you? I think they're very, very good questions that we all can ask ourselves. And sometimes, depending on what that question is, would you lend something to you? Would you tell you a secret? All those things. And on some of those questions, some of them would be, probably not. And I think it's for all of us to get in there and to think smartly. Don't beat ourselves up, but ask some of those intelligent questions. And I think what you've effectively just told me is that you would back you, which is fantastic. So just in the last minute, Margaret, somebody watching, they're thinking of maybe going out doing something on their own, they believe in it. What advice would you give them to be brave, take that first breath in and go for it?
I'd say try it, really, really try. But what I would say is do it in a very low risk way first. Just test the market first in a very low risk, low cost way. See whether people say yes or no. Get a market stall, go to a craft fair. It's very cheap. Get some products out there. Get some honest feedback, not just your friends and family, because that's the biggest thing, is getting really honest feedback. And then believe in yourself. If someone says, yeah, that's actually really cool, I would give you money for that, you've got that seed. you've got that seed and that just believe in yourself.
For me, the gem there, which a lot of people miss, you have a fantastic idea, but you don't test the market. So you believe your own press, you believe all the chatter around you that's egging you on, but if you don't test the market, then what you think is highly valuable. I mean, you see it on Dragon's Den all the time, I have to say. I know. Margaret, it's been an absolute pleasure. Can you just remind us in the last few seconds, if anybody wants to find out more about you, find out more about your products, where do they go and what do they do?
It's all at www.nadaracosmetics.com. That's Nadarra. Thank you so much. It's been so much fun.
It has been great fun, really, really great fun. Thank you so much. You're an absolute joy. Some people have high energy and higher energy than others, and she's certainly on the upper end of that scale. So do search her and join me next time.
Thank you.